Yo, what is up, guys? Hey, I have the most game changer software to share with you guys. I brought the founder on of this software. Some of you guys have seen it on my live streams. I've been using this software called Dispo Genius. It makes dispositions so simple that literally a third grader could do it. Like it's dummy proof. And it saves me so much time. And you guys see how much time I spend on the acquisition side, locking up deals. And I've expressed before that, I felt like I was dropping the ball on the disposition side because it was just too much of a workload for me to handle both sides. So once I got this software, it freed up so much time, made it so simple for me. And it's letting me keep more of my assignment fees because, as you guys know, I use JV partners. And when I use a JV partner and they sell my deal, I lose 50% of my assignment fee, which, imagine $5,000, just boom, out of your profits. But having this software has let me keep a lot more of those extra 50%. So Andy, bro, thank you so much for creating this. I know you put like a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's freaking amazing. And thank you for coming on and agreeing to share with my audience what you built.
Yeah, of course. So technically we're still not public. We go public in a couple of days. But yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of time on this product, and I've had probably thousands of like meetings with customers and potential customers, iterating the product every single day, if not every hour. So we make iterations like pretty much like every hour, and I think we solve a lot of the problems in Dispo really well here at Dispo Genius.
What are the biggest problems that people have? Like, what was the main issues that you were solving?
Well, I want to first start with my own issue, which was like 3 years ago, like 3.5 years ago when I was starting wholesale. My CRM was on Podio, and I primarily worked with hedge funds. I didn't like really dealing with fix and flippers. I dealt with mainly institutional investors. I had about like 12, and each of the 12 would buy like, they'd have like individual different buy boxes. I mean, this guy would buy a 3.2 in this zip code. This guy would do a 1978. This guy would only do a 1999. And then this guy would do only like, 2005 plus. And it was like driving me crazy because every time I was sending them deals, I was like, this definitely fits their buy box. And then it's like that one thing. Okay, hey, Andy, this is not, I told you already that I wanted a 1978 and above. You sent me a 1965.
Bro, those relationships are so sensitive because they're really big buyers, and you send them something outside of their buy box too many times, they're like, man, get this guy out of here.
Well, what was interesting is that actually translates to every buyer. If not 99% of buyers, if you keep sending them stuff and just basic humans, if I said, send me apples, like I want apples, and then you keep giving me bananas, or you keep giving me apples with like holes in them, then I'm probably not going to be like too happy, yeah. And I'm not going to want to source any more freaking apples from you or bananas or whatever.
Yeah, I totally agree, bro. Like I got, before when I was dispoing, I didn't really have a system that could easily differentiate my buyers. And I just had to accept that I would have some of those buyers that would be pissed off with me because it was either that or I manually, send out each specific deal to each specific buyer that super fit their buy box. So I want to, can you share with us the solution and like how you programmed this, because this is the coolest thing ever, how you programmed it to be able to solve that problem of not sending bananas to the buyers that want apples.
Yeah. So, well, the first issue is to solve like, how are you able to collect buy boxes on like most of the buyers? Because you have like a spectrum. Okay, you have like one side of the spectrum where it's like a buyer will say, send me anything. I don't care. Like, you just send me everything in his area. And then you have one guy where it's an institutional guy where it's like, I want a 3.2, no siding main roads, no backing commercial. I want them in these zip codes. It's a 3.2 and it has to be built past 2005. It cannot be on septic. Like, and it has to be school zone rating over like 3. And that's real. That's very real. That's very real. So I was like, okay, how do we accommodate for this? So we were able to first establish the foundation of like being able to collect buy boxes, so we can serve from end to end both those people and people in the middle. So we first had to design a way where wholesalers can easily collect buy boxes from all of those different types of buyers, instead of kind of overfitting to one side. We wanted to make sure that you had complete flexibility to collect buy boxes. That's one. Number two is making sure that, okay, when we have a deal, who do I send it to? Like, let's say I have 1,000 buyers, and I see this a lot when I talk to high scale companies, is that they'll just have like the CRM, a huge mess of tags. Like, it's just a bunch of tags all over the place, or it's like a bunch of fields in the contact, but they really have no idea what's going on.
Man, if I were to record an SOP for how I used to do it, it would be way too long and really hard to understand.
Yeah. So a lot of people, how they're doing it is that they're like creating custom fields in high level, or tags in high level, or tags even in any CRM. And then when they're sending out a deal, they'll like make a custom smart list, or like a filtered list. And then they have to like do, some math to be like, okay, this is greater than this is less than this. And then like they'd have to keep going down and down and down. Now, there is a fundamental problem with that. And the problem is that the core issue is actually the buy box isn't collected properly. It's too overfitting. So you have to because if you had someone who was really specific, you couldn't fully serve them in your buy box. Like, you couldn't fully log it properly. And then if you had someone that was like, send me anything, you couldn't also log them properly. So when you're filtering, you were either overshooting or undershooting, meaning like you're either having too many buyers in this blast or you're having too little. So that's why we start with the data collection first, and then the second, the filtering. So like there's a lot of times where a buyer will say, hey, Nathan, I'm buying in Jacksonville, but I'm not buying in this zip code in Jacksonville.
Yep, the hood 32209.
33209, yeah, and then 32210 or something, and or there's like people who are like, hey, I'm only buying these zips.
Oh, bro, those are so hard.
Yeah. So and then there's like, hey, I'm buying in this county. Hey, I'm buying in this county, but not these cities in this county. Hey, I'm buying in these cities, and I'm also buying in this county. So there's like many different combinations, and there's no way to do it if you're just confined to like set fields in your CRM. So we had to design a way to do all that. So you have your filtering, which is the second layer, and then you have your third layer, which is like, I guess probably the coolest part is being able to deliver every deal highly personalized. So Nathan, you want to talk on that? I think you've showed it a couple times.
Bro, I'm so happy with this feature. This feature has gotten me an incredibly high response rate, really great engagement with my buyers, because let's talk about before and then let's talk about after. So before, it was just cold, either like a really cold message of like, hey, I got this deal for you, boom, deal text, right? And or just straight deal text, right? And like everybody would just know that like it's a mass SMS. It's very, cold. It's like impersonal. Like, obviously I didn't just send it to them. I sent it to many other people. But then comes Dispo Genius, and I've been using Dispo Genius for a while now. It's really freaking cool. You can even customize it to like replicate, your kind of like key phrases. So if you like to say, yo, what's up? You can customize it to say, yo, what's up? So pretty much, let's say, Andy, give me a buy box. Give me something like super specific.
I want a 3.2, preferably built past 1980, and I want them in St. Petersburg.
Okay, so 3.2 1980.
Also, don't like it anything smaller than like 1,000 square foot.
Okay, St. Pete.
Also by land too.
Okay, 1,000. Less
So
than
you guys
1,000.
can probably already imagine like doing this in your CRM. Like, it's like
complex.
It's very complex.
Okay, now imagine you have two options. You either have option number one, which is like traditional dispo, where it just sends a cold deal to Andy, or you have option number two, where it says, "Hey Andy, I know that you typically look for 3-2 properties, 1980 and greater. However, I have this one in St. Pete, and it's a 1975 property, but otherwise it meets your criteria. I'll send it through." Right? So what that does is that lets me send deals that are slightly outside of their buy box without being, a dick.
Yes. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, they're like, wow, like, Nathan, like, personally typed me that message, looked at my buy box and looked at the deal and was like, okay, here it is. He's like, yeah, you spent like 5 minutes, like 2 to 5 minutes at least, but you didn't do anything.
I didn't. No. And then not only that, but afterwards it follows up with them too.
And that's personalized.
Dude, and bro, you know what I love about this follow-up is like over email, it's in the same thread. So
yes.
I don't even know how you do that on the back end, bro, but like nobody else is doing that I know of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not complex. It's like a little tweak. We thought it was going to be a lot more natural if you did an in-thread email follow-up. We'll probably supplement in the future with like a separate email. Like we'll probably do like 50-50. You can maybe split like, okay, these are in-thread, and then you can do a separate email where it's like RE, like, and then it's like, hey, following up on my previous email about da-da-da. We could do that.
Yo, so Andy, are you able to share screen and like take us inside and show us around?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen now.
I feel like we're all on the edge of our seats. Even I am too, because bro, like every single week something new is coming out, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know about this yet.
Next month's gonna be really cool. I think a lot of people are gonna like what we come with next month. It solves a really big pain point, but I can't share too much details on it yet.
Okay.
But yeah. So so this is Dispo Genius. As you can see, some of you may kind of recognize that left navigation bar. Yes, we are on high level. Yes, we are partners of high level. And so if you're running Dispo on a CRM that's based on high level, we can integrate in 3 clicks pretty much. You don't need to like move all your Dispo to like a whole nother platform. You can actually stay, if you're on high level, you can stay on high level and you can integrate DG. So that was a huge thing too. What I learned when building my previous software company was a lot of people, it was a pretty big pain point to move all their things, all their conversations, all their phone numbers to an entirely different agency. And we felt like I was best at like building products like this, and not on like the CRM side. So this is Dispo Genius. This is the dashboard area. First, I'm gonna go over like how I've been hyping up this buy box, and I want you guys probably want to see how it looks like. So you go in your CRM. Let's just do a random. I'll just do. Let me just do my email here. And then phone number. What phone number do I use?
Do you want to use my phone number?
Sure.
813 437 1709. Yeah, you put your own phone number in there, bro, and your phone won't stop ringing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just delete this guy for now, and then just re-add him. Okay, so I'm gonna add him in. Andy, dispositions.io. So you can do a bulk import, whatever you want to do. I'm just showing an example here. So you see this button right here up top. It's called Genius Profile. If I click on this, it will load up a form on the right. We are actually, fun fact, we're the most integrated app in high level, like the most. So I guess that's a cool achievement. But yeah.
Wow.
So if you're on a white label CRM on a high level, or if you're on your own high level account or wherever, this will look the exact same. So you just click on Genius profile and it'll open
I
up
just
this.
want to. You mentioned app, and I want to touch on that for a second again, just because the audience, like, I know how they are on their platform. So I know Andy gave an explanation, but I don't want you guys to just have it go in one ear and out the other. So Andy, what does app mean exactly for them? Like how does it help being built as an app versus as a standalone white label?
Okay, so imagine this. Like I have my iPhone here. You can imagine this as your CRM, okay? Or you could have an Android. It doesn't matter as long as there's an app store. So essentially, we're an app on App Store that you just like download on your phone. That's it. So if you have a CRM, you can think of it as your phone.
So you don't have to like go get a whole new iPhone, essentially.
No,
you don't have
no,
to get
no.
a whole new
Like,
phone.
no.
You can just download the app onto.
You don't have to transfer your data to a new phone or do anything like that. You just you have your existing phone and you just search up our app and download it. And that's how you install Dispo Genius.
Perfect. So whether they're on Go High Level, a white label version of Go High Level, the App Store is available to them, right?
Yes. Now for white labels that are under agencies, you will have to contact your agency owner or the owner and have them ask them to install. But I believe high level will very soon allow sub account users to install on their own.
Nice.
Which we hope that they do.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for doubling down on that.
Yes. So back on this. Nathan, give me a buy box.
Tampa, 1,200 square feet and greater.
Are you strict on that or no?
Yes.
Okay, very strict.
3-2. I am also looking for potentially like sub 2 and short-term rental plays. Let's see what else. Yeah, that'll be it.
I'm assuming single family.
You know what? I will dabble in 2 to 5 units. So no greater than 5 units though. And I do not want wood frame. Absolutely. Do not send me anything wood frame. I will block you if you send me wood frame. Do not send me anything in flood zones. Do not send me any 55. Yep. Do not send me any 55 plus. I hate HOAs. And I am open to big boy projects like mold, termite damage, flood damage, but of course the price has to be right.
But will you do any teardowns?
I will not tear down though.
Okay. Down to studs, you're fine with or no?
I'm okay with down to studs.
Okay. Anything else?
Do
you have any zip codes in Tampa you're not buying in?
There's actually, you know what? Let's do Tampa and St. Pete. And I do not want anything in this place called Child's Park in St. Pete.
Child's Park. What zip code is that?
I'm going to find it.
Is that actually real? That people don't.
Totally, dude. It's like ghetto. I do not want anything in 33711.
Okay.
And that'll be good.
Okay. Cool. So we were able to collect his buy box here fully. I guess, do you speak Spanish?
Poquito español.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna do it because it may I don't know if all audience knows to speak Spanish, but essentially what this feature does is we had a crazy idea one day. We were like, what if we I was like, you guys have Hispanic buyers. You guys are talking Spanish. We had a crazy idea. Like, what if we just translated everything in Spanish just for this buyer, for any deals, any follow-ups in the future? Like, can they all be in Spanish? And it was a crazy idea, and we made it work. So essentially, when a deal is sent out to a buyer, the deal text will be translated in native Spanish. The personalized message will be in native Spanish. The follow-ups will be in native Spanish. The deal text email will be in native Spanish. The deal text subject line will also be in native Spanish. So, and that has really helped with rapport building, because it's like, oh my gosh, like this guy like typed this whole thing just so I can read it in my native language.
You know what's funny, Andy, is, so as you know, Ernesto used to be my partner, and he used to handle the dispositions, and he speaks Spanish. And we have some Spanish buyers, and they've been responding to me in Spanish. And I'm just realizing now, dude, I just gotta flip it to Spanish, and then
you should probably do that.
Yeah,
you should probably do that. And then one, if you manually text it, it won't translate automatically Spanish. It's like anything like that's generated by the system. So yeah.
But at least it'll get them to open and read it, and then I can just figure it out afterwards.
You could translate afterwards. But it's a great rapport building tool, because like, oh my gosh, this guy typed me in native Spanish. It's not like Google Translate Spanish either. Like this is a trained AI model, like on like hundreds of entries to make sure that it translates really good in a real estate context.
I love that.
So yeah, that, bro. So that's just okay. So we just went over the buy box collection. This form has probably been iterated, like, I keep saying this, but genuinely thousands of times. I mean, every single detail you see in here, even though it looks very simple, it's been like iterated, sent back, debated about everything, and it still requires more work. So you have something that is not just like, okay, like this is something that has been really thought through.
And we've like went together over the weekend.
Yes, pretty much is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this is very highly designed for.
And bro, I've seen your team. Like, I don't know where I saw it, but like I saw, inside your Slack, and I'm like, holy crap, you got a lot of devs in your team.
Yes. Yeah, we're working today. I mean, we work every day. And to make our product better every day. I mean, every day. I stay up to like 2:30 last night.
Dude, I love that, bro. Yo, you were telling me the other day about this thing on YouTube where it's about going like 100 miles deep, right? Rather than 100 miles wide. So essentially what I'm deducing from that is like incredibly high quality rather than really high quantity. And I really vibe with that about this product, because like you're so hyper focused on like, how can we make this the absolute best product in the marketplace, rather than just like, let's just shell it out to a bunch of people. And that's why I have so much trust in using your product, because when bringing on, a software provider or whatever and using their product in your business, you're kind of under the gun of them, to be real. So I am relying on Andy and his team to be effective at operating this business. And just, the principles that you have with this product is just making it absolutely great, all the way down to like the roundness of buttons. I know it's silly, but like you take every little small detail into effect. And I appreciate that so much.
Well, I appreciate that as well. Yeah, we're not, I think what makes us different, compared to other companies out there, other software companies for Dispo, is we really do care about, number one, the customer experience, but also number two is the buyer experience. So do they like, I'm not going to say this publicly, but because I always use these like analogies on calls, but probably not to say good to say it publicly. But we're really the only people that really care about how the buyer feels when they get deals sent. Like we cannot imagine a reality 10 years from now of buyers saying, please stop sending me deals that fit my buy box, or please stop, sending these messages in Spanish, or wholesalers will never be like, please make it more difficult to collect more buy boxers, or please make it more difficult to send out deals. So we're essentially building in the reality of like that, or that we're building around those principles.
I love it, bro. I love it. It's very long-term focused. Now I feel like we're getting really, really into the nitty gritty of it. Yeah. Let's see it in action, bro. Show us a demo.
Yeah. So we're going to go to deals here. And then this is like the dashboard for all your deals. Okay. You can also see like this view and then this view. You go add. This is also a testing account. So this is not the actual average reply rate. This is just a testing account. Our actual average reply rate is between like 25%, depending on the market, at least minimum 25%. Worst case scenario, 15%. That's like the worst case scenario, 15%. And I've seen people get up to 80%, like 78% reply rates. Our average is around 35. So if you send it to 3 buyers, 1 will respond. And that's all done automatically. So that's just our stats there. So I'll just put in a deal, like an address of the deal I want to send out. We will automatically fetch the property details. Confirm. I'll select the coordinating manager for the deal. So I'll just say like Shay. And then I can put a contract price. I'm going to put 180. I got this locked up 180. I'll make a nice 15 grand on this. Finish. And then now here's like the main HQ area. So if I go, I'll just fill this out. 180 is my asking price. ARV is 300K. Buyer EMD amounts 5K. Access is on lockbox. Picture link. Do you have a pictures link?
I would just pop a Zillow link in there.
Okay, I'll just do Zillow.com. That's kind of lazy. I would actually at least download the pictures.
I'm kind of lazy, bro. When I slap out my deals, like most of them are on market. I just like Zillow link, boom.
Oh, okay.
But then again, if I put them in a Google Drive, I might get more happiness from my buyers because they'll like have the impression that they're off market until later on.
Yeah, I would probably recommend that. So yeah, we also preload templates for you. So if you have like, hey, how do I share my deal text templates? This is like a standard in the industry. Is how this looks like. So you get that. Email as well, same thing. Transaction coordination, so I can add my title company in here that I use. The contract execution date, the EMD due date, it's due tomorrow. 5K is due, and I've not deposited yet. IP is due. IP is ending on the 17th. It's closing at the end of the month. So I'm going to go back to that, but you can see here, EMD due in 1 day. So
that's so helpful, bro. Dude,
I can just see.
I shit myself, bro, with my EMD. Like, I'm so scared to put EMD into a deal because I fear that I'll forget about it and I'll lose it.
Yeah, that's not good. We're also going to do email notifications soon. So you'll actually get an email notification when it's 24 hours left.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. And
maybe if we could have the option for like email and text just because my email gets flooded.
Yeah, we could do that as well.
Yeah. But dude, I love that feature, bro, because like I literally for the longest time just would not put EMD into a deal. I would just either like let my contract go void or set my EMD to be due at the end of the inspection period or cancel before EMD was due because I was really scared to put it in there because I just have so much on my mind running a business that I'm like, I don't want to forget and I don't want to accidentally let my EMD go hard.
Yep.
But having this dashboard and being able to see very clearly, when EMD is due, it's clears up my mental RAM.
Yes. We only have so much decisions we can make in a day. Like you can think of it as like tokens. You have like 100 tokens per day. And like every decision make, like whether it's in business or in personal, like it's counted as one token. So if you think about what to wear, that counts as one token. So we're trying to essentially eliminate all your fatigue and decision making as possible, so that you can save those tokens for much bigger impact decisions.
I love that.
So okay, let's begin. So start send flow. It's a let's say it's a short term, or it's a sub 2, and it's let's just say it's on the MLS. So I want to make sure I don't send it to the buyers that are not buying MLS listed stuff. So filter, and then within seconds, it will filter out my entire buyer database of a whopping 12 buyers. And yeah, I mean, we did all that filtering. You didn't have to go and do any list filters or anything like that. It's still customizable, but it's highly accurate. So we'll look at all of your buyers, each individual buyer box. We'll look at the deal and we'll look at the buyer, and then we'll see what matches and what doesn't. And then if it matches, then we'll send it to them, or we'll include them here. If I click next, this is like the third layer. This is I guess maybe the coolest part. But as you can see here, of course, Andy showed up.
Can we zoom in a little bit so that we can read it?
Yeah. So it says, "What's up, Andy? Happy Saturday. Today's Saturday. Just got this one in. It's a 3.2.5 in Tampa, and it's going to be a sub 2 play. Thought you might want to check it out." So that was generated completely by AI. I mean, you guys seen it live. I didn't go and type this up, or I didn't get someone else to type this up. This is buy box. So just click confirm and start, and that's it. And now it's going to be queued to send to Andy. So,
and it spaces it out, right? It sends the intro message, a little bit of time, and then deal text, make it seeming more natural.
Yes, I'll show that in a little bit, but I want to show you Genius View. So Genius View is our essentially way, because I was yeah, it's cool, collect buy boxes. You can filter out, all the buyers, and you see who's buying, and you can send it to them. But it was almost like after you send a deal, it's still you still have some some unknowns. You kind of just waiting and seeing what's happening. Just whoever responds, we're just gonna go off that. And it was really it was mysterious, essentially. After a deal is sent, we didn't really know for sure what buyers felt, and we couldn't make intellectual decisions. So what we did was what if we created a way where users can see each buyer's likelihood to buy the deal we sent out, and rank them from top to bottom, on the score from between 1 and 100. And on top of that, we can track when they clicked on the pictures link. So now we had all this extra data that users were going out and using, that allowed them to be okay, an hour after I sent the send flow, I'm going to look at who's the highest likelihood to buy this deal and who clicked on the pictures link the most. And I'm just going to bang them. I'm just going to call their phone. And then also there's another use case. Let's say there's crickets on this deal, which does happen. I'm not saying Dispo Genius is going to turn a bad deal into a good deal. That's not going to happen. You have to actually bring good deals. From what I've seen, from seeing all these companies in action, what I've seen is if you're sending out good deals, okay, and you have a lot of really great buyers, your reply rate will actually grow exponentially, or it'll keep a really strong, how do you say, relationship with previous blasts. So if you get a 4%, you'll likely also get a 40%. 41%, somewhere around there. It will slowly grow. But if you have a bad list and a big buyers list, even though it's the same buyers, over time, you'll actually get much less reply rate. Even with all the personalization, even with the buy boxes, even with everything, what we found was it's essentially like a catalyst. Is like, you need to make sure your deals you're saying are good. If it's good, we like amplify it. So it's like we almost like put you on TV. It's like if you say something bad on TV, like it's going to be orders of magnitude bigger than like if you're just talking one-on-one with a person. But if you say something good on TV, it's like orders and orders of magnitude better if it was just one-on-one. So that's how I think I can best explain Dispo Genius is we give your deal a huge megaphone to the same buyers. And you can like see in all their phones. Not really, but like you can see who clicked.
You know what I like about this Genius View feature, and it's funny because I saw it and I didn't use it until somebody really told me the power of it. So there's this gal that used to work for a really big wholesale company. And I mentioned it to her, like I was like showing her like inside of my Dispo Genius. And she pointed out that what her standard operating procedure is as soon as she sends a deal, she starts going down the list and calling buyers. And she's like, this is perfect for me because I'm not going to be, calling the buyers that are like, she doesn't really know if they're really likely, like let's say 40% likeliness to buy. She's going to be starting from the top, 80% likeliness and going down the list. She's going to be focusing on the ones that click the link, right? And like immediately when they click the link, get on the phone with them. Hey, you interested in this one? Let's get you in right away. It's a hot deal.
Yes. Before you kind of had to like most recent and just kind of go down. And that works. I mean, but this gives you a lot more like targeted approach. You get to see like, okay, these guys, this guy clicked like 15 times. Target him call. Or, yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you about the Buyer Genie, I believe it's called.
Yeah, Buyer Genie. So and we can run that after. I can show you this too. Is right. So if you see here, this account's not HTTP approved, so that's why the messages aren't delivering. And we set everything to like go really fast. So you have your first text that automatically went out, and then you have this that automatically went out. Everything autofill.
While you're showing that, I'm just gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be 1 minute.
Okay. So you have your email that sends, and then you also have a follow-up email, as you can see right here. That's automatic. It's automatically sending an in-thread follow-up email. And then also you have your follow-ups here for text. So if I go to Genius profile, I can see if I go to all deals, I can actually see that this deal is associated with this buyer. I can mark them interested, not interested, schedule walkthroughs, all that. And if I click on this pictures link, you'll see I've clicked 0 times here. If me as a buyer, I click on this pictures link, okay? It'll go to Zillow.com. To a buyer, it doesn't feel like anything. If I go back here and I reload this, it'll now say 1. So if you were doing Dispo with just whatever workflow you're using right now, you wouldn't have known this information that this guy clicked. And if a buyer didn't click, you should probably call them so that you can follow up like, hey, did you check this deal I sent? Because a lot of times what we'll see is like buyers just aren't available. Like they just weren't available to see it, no matter how much personalization you did, no matter how many follow-ups you did. They just like were out, doing construction or something where it just slipped under. And that happens. But I want to know who are those people. So what will happen is a lot of these companies, what they'll do is that they'll look at, okay, who are the buyers that didn't click at all? And let's just hit that list and let's follow up with them. As like a last Hail Mary, like, hey, let's hit these people, see if they can at least bring us an offer.
Dude, I freaking love this software. It's so cool. I wish I had more time to like really get into the features of it, because the way that I use the software is I use it as like my crutch, right? Because I don't want to give away 50% of my deal. I blast my deals and I let the software pretty much run it on autopilot. So like the follow-up features and whatnot, I wish I had more time to like hammer that list, but I'm the kind of guy where I just go straight back to the acquisition side And that, that kind of brings me to like another time problem that this software solves for me is I do a lot of JV deals. So like people will send me their deals and I'll sell their deals for them. But the problem is my inbox is like full of a bunch of crappy deals. Let's be real. If you receive JV deals, 90% of them are probably not a deal. And then also I'll have people that'll like hit me up and they'll be like, hey, Nathan, do you have buyers in, this tiny little city in Florida? And usually most people will just always say yes, even if they don't. But there's a feature that is in Dispo Genius that lets me actually tell, if I have buyers in that area, the likeliness of me being able to sell that specific deal. So Andy, would you be able to share screen and show us that feature? Because that was like when you first demoed it to me as an early adopter, like that was what got me, bro. I was like,
oh, really?
This is dope. So
we got Buyer Genie right here. By the way, Buyer Genie next month is about to be insane. I mean, something that from what I've shared today is actually like 10 times better. Not to like.
I think I know what you're talking about, but we're not allowed to talk about it till it launches, right?
Yeah, we can build hype, but I mean, we have to keep it a little bit quiet. So I can put any address in the US. Let's just do, I always use this address. Sorry for whoever lives there, because like I post this address everywhere. 200K, and then strategy type, fix and flip, and it's a buy and hold. And I click analyze. I have one buyer, John Doe, that has a 99% chance to buy it. Maybe because it fits his buy box. Let's see. But as you can see, we're running an algorithm on every single buyer, and we're determining their likelihood to buy. So if you can see here, he's buying buy and hold 10, fix and flip. He's buying in Tampa. The deal is within his purchase price range. It fits his bed and bath count preferences. It fits his living area square footage. It fits his year built range. It fits pretty much everything. It's like a perfect match. And he's strict, so that's like even better. So we know.
I have an idea, Andy. Why don't we use my Dispo Genius, because I have like over 1,000 buyers in there.
Oh, sure.
So it'll be a little bit more like realistic, rather than
Catalyst. Yes, you can have any link. You can do Zillow, Google Drive, as long as it's shareable. Essentially what we're doing is we're just redirecting. Is what we're doing.
Okay. So what's that address?
7708 Palmbrook. Yeah. Drive. Okay. Yeah, there you
asking go. Price? Whoops. 7708 Palmbrook. Asking price 180.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy?
Did you do fix and flip?
Okay. That's the bulk of my buyers. So to get the there we go. Okay, likeliness of dispo, 66%. So I already know that I'm going to have a 66% likeliness of dispo. Ah, crap. Mm-hmm. I gotta be careful not to show all my buyers on the live. But there's a list of buyers down here of like, and these are freaking great buyers. But it's literally going down the list of all the people, highest likeliness to lowest likeliness, names, numbers, phone numbers, all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so for sure the right number. So if you call, like they're gonna not for sure answering, but for sure it's the right number.
100%. Yeah, like these are people that are like actively responding.
And in the future, what we're gonna do was really cool is you're gonna have a tab in there. There's gonna be called an other users tab, and how you have your score of 66%, right?
Oh,
okay. What if you had 15%? What do you do there? Okay. Well, you either have to go find new buyers, or you go partner with them. Well, how do you go find partner with someone? Like, how do you go on Facebook? Like, what do I do? Well, our idea was we would actually look at other Dispo Genius accounts in the area, and we would run your same lead on their buyers list, and we'll give you their score. So if they got an 80% chance, we'll show you, hey, Nathan, John here has an 80% chance. You probably reach out to him if you want to sell a deal.
That would be so dope, bro. Yeah. So it's like I put it in and I'm like, okay, I got a 66% chance. I could take my shot, but like, look at that. Yo, Sean has, an 80% chance. Let's reach out to Sean. I'm cool with splitting. if it gives me an even higher likelihood of selling, because it's either I don't make any money and I fumble the bag, or, I split.
Yes. So there you go. I mean, again, we're trying to like really eat as much complexity as possible for our customers. You can see, like for example, so what I've seen is Dispo, for a lot of people, is really hard to delegate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's really hard to delegate because the problem is like, okay, like as a founder founding a company, I built this buyers list on my own. I built every single relationship. I know every single buyer buy box like the back of my hand, at least up to 10. No one really knows if they have 1,000 buyers who buys what. No, I mean, promise no one without Dispo Genius. When you get on Dispo Genius and you load all your buy boxes in, you have now essentially, you've created a brain that you can have access to, but also anyone can have access to, anyone on your team. So if you just hired Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And previously, how would you get Joe to know like who's buying what? Like it's not possible.
Bro, it's like clanging rocks together versus like artificial intelligence.
Yes. So you just say, Joe, just use Buyer Genie. Like if you have a lead that comes from acquisitions or anywhere, put it in there, and then you would get the same. Essentially, what that says is what I would have said. So you're essentially multiplying yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So just call the top 10. I mean, that's probably what I would have done anyways. So like, how much easier does that make to Dispo or delegate Dispo?
Dude, so easy. A third grader could do it.
You just transfer all your knowledge easily.
Bro, I could record a video of like, how to blast a deal, and like, I don't think they'll have any questions. Honestly, I could probably even send a third grader in. Yo, Andy, this would be a great piece of content. We need to find a third grader and we need to give them a deal and say, figure it out, and do it on the live. Because I think they could figure it out, right? If they have a basic understanding of,
Well, they have to have a basic understanding of real estate.
Yeah.
I've had like demos before where like we'd have someone that doesn't not know anything about real estate. They would understand the gist, but they'd have a really hard time. Like, what is a buy box? So you gotta know what like a buy box is at least.
Yeah, like the jargon and whatnot. But
if you know real estate, if you're even like somewhat, real estate, you'll be totally fine. There's a handful of people on our platform that have just came on, never spoke to me, never asked for any help videos, and they closed their first deal on it. And I'm like surprised because I'm like, well, one, no bugs, like very surprised, and two, I'm like, holy, like that proves the fact that our thing is really easy to use because we didn't have any help videos, no like help documents, no like help support line. They could have reached out to me, but they just didn't need to.
That I feel like that was kind of like me when I was using your software. Is like you'd always ask me like, hey, you got any questions? You got any feedback? And I'm like, it's good.
Yeah, I was like, can you help? Like, you need to tell me like what's going on.
Yeah. Yo, look at this, bro. Matt's on here. How much did Matt make with Dispo Genius? Didn't he like rip like a 15 or 20K right away?
I think something like that. And he sold in like 27 minutes. His
Wow.
That was the record for a long time. And then someone made the record for the fastest deals sold on DG, like in like I think 8-9 minutes.
Wild, bro. Wild, dude. We should have a competition one day. It'd be great.
Yeah. We will have leaderboards and stuff. It'll be very fun. It'll be like Call of Duty.
Ooh, I'm excited for that, bro. So, okay. So we've gone over Dispo Genius. Now, guys, do you want us to tell you how you can, it's exclusive right now, right? But like, can we like give them a way to get on the wait list or?
So we have a wait list right now. It's a lot of people. We're gonna, I guess we didn't talk about this fully. But we now just launched privately kind of a page where you can book a direct demo. And on that demo, if you decide to that Dispo Genius might be the right fit, then we can see what we can work out. But we officially launched in a couple of days. So if you want to get in before like the mass, you can do that as well. So if you join the waitlist like today on Nate's link, then we can, I guess, email you and get a demo.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, here we go. We got it. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you, bro. Okay, so our action steps are, if we want to get in before the masses, which, bro, I saw how many of these, like I see that number on the website just growing and growing and growing, and I'm like, that's a lot. So, guys, if you want to get in before the masses, click the link in the comment section, get on that wait list, and Andy, just to confirm, right? You'll be able to see the people that clicked it today, and got on that list today, and be able to like help them expedite.
Yeah, if you get on the list today, we'll expedite you.
Bet, dude. Wow, like that is freaking awesome, bro. I know I've been like super hard pushing for me to be able to share this.
We're finally ready to go. Like if you apply today, you could technically come on today.
I love that, bro. Man, I'm freaking happy, Andy, because dude, I think it's been like 2-3 months since I came in as an early adopter, and I'm like, bro, this is awesome. I can't wait to share it. You're like, Nathan, hold on. We want to make the product absolutely freaking amazing, like just like before, bro. 100 miles deep rather than 100 miles wide. And I remember you were like telling me like, hold back, bro, like hold back, like, you know, even though it was great. Like even 3 months ago, bro, it was great. And like now it's like 10 times greater than it was 3 months ago.
Yes. And hopefully with advancements in AI and such, our engineers could be like 5 times better performing. So I mean, in theory, we should move at least 3 times faster, at the very least, worst case scenario, 3 times faster than what we're already moving. So, so I'm excited for the future. We're playing the long game. We're not looking to amass 1,000 users today. We're looking to really, just to tell you our mission. Our mission really is to make wholesalers be able to send deals to buyers efficiently and effectively at scale without costing their buyer relationships. Like that is pretty much the end goal. Like that's the mission, is to change the perspective now. Because right now, what I see the market's doing is most buyers are like, wholesalers just don't know how to do their job. This is like what I've seen right now, is like, it's just a downwards like spiral. It's like wholesalers have no idea what they like are doing. Wholesalers, I tell them to send one thing and they send me something else. They're incompetent. I want to change that. And I want to make sure that in the future, if you're not on Dispo Genius, a buyer will more likely not want to work with you.
There'll be no competing with personalized messages to like dude, when I do a deal blast, like at least I would say like most often it's like 250 plus buyers. Like there's no competing with me having AI personally craft the message for each buyer, and the buyers don't even know that it's AI. It just, it sounds like just like my words. There's no competing with that. Like the amount of time, dude, if it took you 2 minutes per buy box times 250 people, you're looking at 500 minutes. 500 divided by 60 is what? Andy,
maybe more, definitely
8 hours.
Oh, 8 hours. Okay.
8.3 hours, bro. It would take you 8.3 hours to do what this system will do in like, I don't know, like I think it's like 2 minutes for it to like put together the entire deal blast.
Yeah. I mean, if not less than 2 minutes. I mean, I had to explain everything, but like you could go really fast. I'm not saying you should go really fast, but you could also see like this was not rocket science. Like if you were to delegate Dispo, you maybe have to film one Loom video, like, hey, this is our company policies, like this is what we do here. But other than that, like they don't need to know like all the specifics, like what I do for filters, like how do I find the right buyers, like how do I make sure I'm sending this deal to the right people. They don't have to do that. It's like if I'm riding this bike, you can just ride the same bike. You don't have to like build your own bike. Just ride the same bike as I was riding.
I love that, bro. Well, Andy, man, I am so grateful for you because this is a badass software. This software has helped me sell deals that I wouldn't have sold on my own, because it so there's plenty of things, bro. Number one, like freeing up time. Like if it wasn't for the software freeing up time, I don't think I would have gotten as many deals under contract, let alone got them sold. Number two, the simplicity of being able to blast these deals has helped me so much because when I split up from my business partner, and he went out on his own, he was handling the dispositions, and I was like, man, I don't really know what to do. And Andy's like, yo, I got this thing that makes it like stupid simple. And that helped a ton.
Yes.
Number three, my engagement through the roof, bro. Like I get so much engagement on my deals. So just like so many things, there's the buyer genie in which I can like quickly determine the likeliness of me being able to sell a deal to see if it's even worth me putting my effort into. All those things like have helped me so much, have helped me save money. I already know I can't put an exact monetary amount on it, but I already know that I've saved like tens of thousands of dollars in how do we say it? JV fees.
Unrealized.
So in the 50-50 with other people, I've brought in more revenue for myself personally because I haven't had to 50-50 with other people just because the software has, pulled it off for me with helping me get my deal sold. So, dude, what I'm trying to say here is thank you so much for creating this badass software. Thank you for allowing me to bring you on and allowing me to be able to share it with my audience as well, because I love bringing very useful tools to them. Guys, if you haven't already, click that link, get on the wait list. What is it? When's it dropping, Andy?
On the 15th.
On the 15th.
We're going to do, if you're on the wait list, we'll send out an email and we'll do a live stream.
Nice. Okay.
Essentially do what we did, but like more public, like pricing page.
Let's go, bro. I love it. Okay, guys, get on that wait list. Go put your name on that wait list. That way, come the 15th, you're notified of this drop. It's been a super exclusive thing. I know I see the other people that have it right now. They're pretty much all top performers. Like they are badasses. Andy, how much money has been generated with Dispo Genius so far? From just
almost $2 million. Yeah,
wow.
almost $2 million.
That's just the small like beta people, right?
Yeah, that's just like the small group. Yeah. So there was this one guy. Okay, this is a really great story. Before I end this, I was good friends with this one guy for a long time. He's from Florida. His company's based off Florida. They're crushing it. I mean, they're doing like 6 figures a month. And I was with him at this event, and I would look and see how he's doing Dispo, because I'm like, Dan, he's doing 6 figures a month. Like, how does he do Dispo? This is pre Dispo Genius, before he joined on Dispo Genius. But I saw he had this Google Doc, and it was like this list of just emails. I'm like, what are these emails? And he's like, no, this is my buyers list. It was just emails.
No, bro, no way.
It was just comma separated emails.
Oh my god.
And I was like, and I just like was in awe watching this. And then he would manually type the deal text, right? And then he would prepare an email, and then he would BCC every single email. So you've seen those like wholesalers where they're like BCC everyone or like CC everyone.
Yeah, the ones that forget and CC are hilarious.
Yes, they're like a huge mess. The most hilarious thing ever. But he BCCs everyone, and he did that way, and he did 6 figures. But what he told me was it was very stressful doing it this way because it was like chaos. It's like all chaos. After the deal is sent, like you have all these buyers replying on each email. It's like, how do you schedule walkthroughs? Like, how do you manage all that? Like, it's chaos. And
bro, not only that, but how do you log the feedback from that many buyers? Like,
Dispo it's auto logged. It's like everything is auto logged.
Dude, Dispo Genius automatically logging. If you freaking send it out of Gmail, nah, bro, you're gonna have to go through all those responses and do it yourself.
Yep. And a really cool thing is so what we saw was he was like, I have like 750 buyers, but I just know that they're buying in Jacksonville. That's it. I just know that these emails are buyers that are buying in Jacksonville.
Mhm.
And you know what he did? I convinced him to go on Dispo Genius, and he came on. He called all of his buyers, and he slimmed it. He literally cut it down into like 220 buyers. And most people would be like, oh wow, that means like that must mean you have a much less chance of selling deals now because you have less buyers. No, that's not true. He shaved off all of the people that were like not active anymore, that were not actually buyers, and they're like all commercial buy, like some were commercial buy, or like whatever it was, don't know, but he shaved it down to 220. And what happened was 2 months later, he's like crushing. He did like 220, biggest month ever in November, literally 3 months ago. He did 220, not $221, $221,000.
Jeez.
And all of the deals were sold through DG.
$250,000, bro.
Yes.
Just under $250,000 through this software.
Yes.
One person, 1 month.
Yes, in 1 month. That was just him doing Dispo. There's no like assistant.
Wow.
So that was like a real testament. I'm like, so it really is true. Like you don't need a lot of buyers. Like you just need like 220 solid buyers that you have good relationships with, and then you put them on Dispo Genius and just click send, and everyone gets the right deals that they want. No one's complaining. It's like it's like this perfect delivery system. Mm-hmm. And in software we call that churn. When a buyer when someone leaves is churn. What was happening in his previous process where people were churning without knowing. So people were leaving in the sense of they were just not replying anymore, and they were churning. And now no one churns. There's no churning happening. Zero, nada. Before, buyers were like, "Hey, Remy, I told you," or "I told you not to send me this," or "I told you, don't send me in this area. I told you not. I don't buy here," and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's amazing, bro. This software is really scalable, really, really scalable. I love, getting into things with scalability in mind. I don't like implementing a solution in my business unless if it's something that will grow with my business. So that's a prime example of how, you can use this software to scale. And gosh, darn, man, just under $250,000 in a month. Holy crap.
Yeah, 1 month.
Amazing. Wow. We should bring this dude on. I think I know who you're talking about, but I won't name drop. But I think we should bring him on and have him talk about his experience. I think that would be amazing.
Well, I'm not saying we're perfect because we still have a lot of bugs. We're still very early software, but I mean, even with the bugs, someone was able to do 220. So imagine if, no bugs, completely smooth, and I'm actually glad today that no bugs happened.
Well, bro, I think it's very rare that I've seen bugs. Like, I think there's been like 3 occurrences that I've reached out to the dev team. And bro, when I reached out, like, it's like 30 minutes on a call, done, solved, good, go.
Yeah, you don't really experience that type of support anywhere else. I'm not saying that'll still exist when we're like, thousands and thousands of users. Maybe. I hope so. I hope that we could do that. But we do that because we want to stay really close to customers, get a really good pulse of what everyone's feeling, what their problems are, and fix them on the spot. Because like, how much does it suck when you reach out to customer support? They're like, "I created a ticket for you. Please wait 24 business hours for me to even get a response back." And then we get a response. You're like, "I have escalated to the developers." And then escalated developers, they take like 1 week because developers don't respond to support tickets. So they'll go, and then and then it's just crickets. You have no idea what's going on. And this was like a mission critical thing for you to fix.
Yeah, dude.
So we fix it quickly.
That's a big reason why I like why I'm grateful that you're the operator of this, is because if I'm going to put myself under the gun of an operator, I want it to be a highly competent operator. And, from what I've seen, You guys are very highly competent. You guys take, user success very seriously. And I'm just very, very grateful because, you guys have lined my pockets. By being able to use this software, it's helped me make a lot more money. I've seen my friends making more money, and now I'm grateful to be able to share it with my followers and my friends who are followers, and, have them be able to increase their profit margins through no longer having to use JV partners, through simplifying Dispo, giving them more time to focus on adding more deals to their pipeline and whatnot. So thank you for that, bro. Guys, hit that link in the comment section. I'm going to put it in the comment section, guys. Get on that wait list so that when we launch, you get included in that email. If you're not on the wait list, there's no email to send you because you got to put your contact information in. So go to that website, get on the wait list, put your contact information in, and Andy, on the 15th, you'll be firing off emails and
only to waitlist people.
Only to waitlist people. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, bro, any parting words?
Don't
eat yellow snow?
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Yeah, my only leading words is we just care. We really do care about the customer experience. We really do care deeply about the buyer experience, and we really do care about all these things. We're not a company that wants to build just these gadgets to amass a large user base, and to just exit for a dollar amount. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say like that is not one of the benefits of doing this, to caring deeply about the customer experience. But our primary motivator is seeing people, like I said, close $250,000 in assignment fees in 1 month. Like that's insane. And when people say like, dude, I love this thing has like shaved off hours off my day, that is what really keeps us going. And helping more people is just a benefit of that. Because you talk about it, because you love it. If you don't love it, there's no point in me spending anything on like ads to promote the software. I would rather like you guys be my talking mouthpiece, because if you guys don't love it, there's no point in me promoting it.
I love that, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely not convinced people.
Well, I love it. Thousands of people now know about me loving it. So thank you for creating an awesome software that I love. Appreciate you, bro. Hope to be able to bring you back on and document some further progress in this. People will, come the end of Q1, we're going to start building out the disposition side of our business more. So people will get to see me use it a lot more come the end of Q1. But I do want to keep bringing you on the show and like hearing how it's going with the development and the rollout. And I'm very excited. It's a major part of my business. So thank you, Andy.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, there you go. Awesome. That's Dispo Genius.
Okay. Well, that being said, guys, love you. Appreciate you. Click the link, get on that wait list, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.
Bye, guys.